We got an email from a gentleman by name of Kevin. I won't give his last name so we can maintain his anonymity. So he asked a couple of questions in his email. Which guns do you recommend for home defense? And he had another specific question. What type of shotgun do you recommend for home defense? He mentioned he had purchased a semi-automatic 9mm handgun, and that's a great start, I would say. So let's first address the question of shotgun. What type of shotgun do I recommend? First off, there's a big market for self-defense shotguns. And number one, I would say the shotgun needs to have as short a barrel as possible and stay in legal. Usually that's 18 or 18 and a half inches. Mossberg has an excellent home defense shotgun that I really like. I think it's the 935. They have different versions of that, but I would get the version that basically has a simple dot or bead on the end of the barrel. This is an ATA shotgun. It's kind of a value budget price shotgun. Pick them up for Academy. I think I got this for $200 or $250. It's very inexpensive, but it seems to be very well made. It's very similar to the Mossberg, gas operated. It does have this high sight on the end I don't really like. I'd rather it just have a small bead, and it does have a little Picatinny rail on the end. Again, in regards to home defense, you don't really need a lot of sighting systems on your shotguns. I mean, if you're shooting at longer ranges and you're really trying to close the pattern in on the shotgun, or you're shooting slugs or something, in those situations you would want some type of sighting system, I would say. But you really can get by with just a simple bead. In regards to choke, I'd say modified or improved cylinder. And 2 3/4 is more than enough in regards to close quarters for self-defense. But this particular model, and most home defense or tactical type shotguns, will shoot 3-inch magnums. This model will. And you'll see a pistol grip. Some will have just the pistol grip and no buttstock, or some will have the buttstock like this model. I like having the option of both. If I need to get more precise and also helps to maintain recoil, it's good to have the buttstock. But if you're just looking for swinging around doorways and such, if you're really being in super tight quarters, just a pistol grip would be fine. But no, you're just going to have to manage that recoil with your hand and arm, not being able to manage it with the shoulder. Now, you can also get 20 gauge, by the way, to lighten the recoil. And in regards to action, what do I like best? I like semi-auto. It's a little more of an issue as far as, I'd say, cleaning and maintaining to make sure it cycles properly, but you're absorbing, especially with a gas operated gun, you're absorbing a lot of the recoil with the action, so that's always great. And you don't have to worry about cycling a pump. And if you're in a really tight situation, you might not be able to work the pump. So I really like semi-auto. Safeties, I mean, it's probably best, I would say, with the safety on the trigger guard, if at all possible. This model has the safety right here behind the trigger, but some will be on the top. I would rather have it down here, because especially if it's a pistol grip, I mean, you're not having to take your hand off the grip and come up here. You can stay down here and just pop it with your index finger. And in regards to loads, simple bird shot, 2 3/4 is all you really need. There are other budget model shotguns out there other than ATA. You can find these really for $250, no problem. And in regards to comparing to the old semi-auto shotguns, I mean, they have improved the actions and simplicity so much. There's fewer parts, they're easier to field strip and clean, super easy to maintain and break down. I mean, if you keep them oiled up, lubed up, and try to just run a bore snake through the barrel with some good carbon buster, I mean, these shotguns will last you a lifetime. Do you need a sling? Not unless you're really going to be using it for hunting or taking it on a hike, I would say. So, and if you really got extra money to spend, Benelli has their M4 shotguns. But even if I had the money for something like that, I mean, they're a couple of grand, I still like the Mossbergs. They're simpler, I would say. Now, you do get more magazine capacity with the Benelli M4, and I'd say with the Mossberg, I think the Benelli has the greatest magazine capacity. But it's pretty simple to cycle shells right up into the magazine, tube-fed magazine. And we'll talk some more about some other topics. So one other item of interest would be weapons lights. I personally do not like weapons lights, rails on shotguns, pistols. It just adds more real estate to the gun. You got to get larger holsters, and to me, it takes away from the good looks of the firearm, having a big rail to mount something on. But most importantly, weapons lights give away your location. You want to remain in the darkness, in the shadows. The moment you switch a light on, a laser on, you're giving away your location and becoming an instant target. I do not like them. I do not recommend them to anybody. Some people are the totally opposite. They totally love them and recommend them. I would say that if you want to illuminate your targets, your areas that you're going to be looking for home invaders and or enemies, I would say light up your landscape around your home or around your apartment complex. Invest in floodlights, outdoor lighting. Have your perimeters well lit so your targets and enemies can be clearly visible, but you remain in the shadows and the darkness, protecting your location and visibility and not becoming a target yourself. It's very important. And in regards to ammo and magazines, I would have as much ammo and magazines and the magazines loaded that you can afford. Basically, the question is, how long do you want to be able to fight and or defend yourself and your family and your homestead? That's the question. The more you have, the more you can last, longer you can last. And I'm not a big fan of revolvers because they're super slow to, I mean, I have them, but I'm not a big fan because they're just so slow to reload. I mean, you got to pop the cylinder open, dump the casings. Now, if you're looking for a quick throwaway, one and done, I mean, it's an option. They are generally very lightweight. That is a positive. But I really like semi-automatics in that you can just drop a mag, throw another in, close the bolt, and you're ready to rock again. And I prefer 1911 style pistols instead of striker fires because the triggers are just non-comparable. The triggers are so much better on a 1911 type platform or single action versus a double action or striker fire type pistol. You got long trigger pulls. You got very high weight trigger pulls. It's just, I don't like it. When I'm operating a firearm, as soon as my finger goes inside the trigger guard, I don't want to have to use extra energy to squeeze off a round. If my finger goes in that trigger guard, we are planning to fire. And trigger is extremely important in regards to accuracy, and accuracy is absolutely key. And I would also say another great benefit to 1911 styles is there's about 3 different safeties. I mean, you have the beaver tail safety, you've got the thumb safety, and then you have the actual trigger. And you typically with double action or other striker fire pistols, there are no safeties. It's just the trigger itself. You squeeze the trigger and the gun's going to go off. So if you were to be in some type of scuffle with a home invader, they get a hold of your pistol, they might not be trained enough to know to disengage all of those safeties. So then in that situation, it would protect you having that type of pistol. Whatever you choose to invest in, practice, 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 train, 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 and keep your equipment immaculately clean and well lubed, ready to rock. Allow it, it needs to be second nature to you, as if it's attached, as if it's your own hand. That is how comfortable you need to be with what you do have. So training is absolutely key. So this is just a few of my ideas on this topic. Definitely comment down below, what do you like? What do you have in your world, in your arsenals? And tap the thumbs up icon, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the other videos that we have. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.